Hello there, I'm Chef Johnny, and this is Texas Style Cuisine. Appreciate you stopping by. I'll tell you what, got something special going on today. We're doing a little collaboration with another channel. We've decided to cook something up together and give each other a shout out. So I'm doing something with some friends from Los Angeles, California. Their names are Josh and Babe. They have a fantastic channel. I'm going to put a link down below so you can go see them, but they're a lot of fun. They're really neat people, got some great things on their channel. But what we're doing with them is we're doing cheesesteaks. Now, I think they're doing a traditional Philly cheesesteak. You know me, it's not going to be traditional cheesesteak. We're going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to do a Texas brisket cheesesteak sandwich. So stick around. Let me show you how we do it.
Hi, and welcome back to Cooking with Josh.
And Babe.
And Babe.
We're going to start off here with just a little clarified butter. And if you don't know how to clarify butter, I do have a video on that. So I'll put a link below so that you can find that out. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my bell peppers on here. I've got some green, red, and yellow. So we're going to have a lot of color on this dish. Kind of mix them around on my griddle here. And I seasoned this up just the other day. So it's nice and fresh. I only cooked a couple of things on it. And it's been a lot of fun so far, but boy, you can really smell those going. So I'm gonna let those get going. Right next to them, get a little oil on there. I'm gonna add some nice sweet onions. So I had a bowl of sweet onions. And we're just gonna start taking these till they start getting tender. I don't want them to get mushy, but I want them to be nice and tender. Kind of what I call a crisp tender. So those are going good. This side's kind of my hotter side. I've got this on about medium. Got my left side on low. So what I can do is, and I'll probably that left burner, I'm going to turn it all the way off in a second. I can start sliding stuff over once it gets done to kind of move it out of the way. But it'll let it just keep staying warm. You can see these are starting to caramelize. I don't mind that one bit. If they get caramelized on here, a little color, a little texture to them is just going to add to that flavor. So, toss our peppers again. They're going to take a little bit longer than our onions, but they're going to be just fine. Boy, they are going to be nice and colorful. Our onions they're pretty much done. I'm going to slide them over here to this cool side. And that side's just staying warm. That side's just staying warm. Burner's off. So it's just staying warm. So move my onions over there. Let my bell peppers, I'm going to kind of slide them. Tell what I'm going to do is, I'm going to bring them this way. Because eventually they're going to go over there, and I'm going to put the next item I'm cooking right here. Now this is what's going to change up the flavor of that cheesesteak a little bit. I got some sliced up jalapeno peppers. Got two nice big jalapenos. Slice those up. We can add a little butter to them, let those start cooking. Peppers are looking pretty good. They're getting close to that crisp, tender stage that I'm looking for. Move my jalapenos, stir them up a little bit. And of course, if you want to, just to help things move along, you can always cover them up. It's a cool thing about a flat top. Just have you a lid, a dome. Put the dome over it, help those peppers cook a little quicker. I'm just going to keep heating up these jalapeno peppers. Get them nice and tender. One thing to remember about using clarified butter, it's nice and hot when it gets out here, especially if you can cool it, it can start cooling off. If this side of the grill is off and it's just warm, you can set your clarified butter there and just let it stay warm so it doesn't start thickening up on you. But just be careful so you don't burn a hole in the bottom of it. But you can set it there, it keeps it nice and warm, keeps it flowing real well. And we've got our peppers. Let's uncover them. You can tell they're tendering up some. I'll take them and flip them over. They are getting some pretty color to them. Bring them all together again, cover them up. Let's let them cook. I'm going to take these jalapenos down where they're pretty tender. I'm going to cook them more than I cook the other peppers, because as you cook them, they mild a little bit. So I want to have some heat in there. I want to have some jalapeno flavor in there. But I don't want them to set you on fire either. So I'm just going to take those down and get those nice and tender, cooked all the way through. Check our, oh, here we go. These are steaming pretty good. Of course, you can put a little liquid in there. And that would help them steam some, but they're pretty soft. I'm just going to put them right there. Set down my lid. I'm going to bring my jalapenos over. So now that butter sitting right here, it's got a lot of flavor in it. It's got flavor of onions in it. It's got flavor of jalapenos in it. It's got flavor of bell pepper in it. So it's got a lot of flavor working there. So the next thing we're going to put on this flat top is our brisket. Had a little brisket left over this weekend, and you can see, boy, these are nice pieces of brisket. They're kind of thinly cut. Now, I'm going to chop them up some too also, but we're going to let these start cooking. Make about 4 sandwiches. I want to have quite a bit of meat on each one, so drop this meat on. There's another twist we're going to do for you. A lot of times people will steam with water, get their meat cooked. We're going to put in a nice little Lone Star beer. So let's cook with a Lone Star. Take my lid off. Pop the top. Here we go. So now we got something to steam our meat with. This right here. I like that sound. Let me go ahead and chop this up a little bit. This was a nice tender brisket just left over, so always wondering about something to do with your leftovers of brisket. Try a cheesesteak sandwich with jalapenos and beer. Lone Star beer on top of that. Take jalapenos and turn them. I'm going to push my peppers on over. Keep softening up those jalapenos. We'll take a little beer. See if we can do that again. Cover it up. Some of my meat over here. Let them steam real good. Peppers. Just use this beer to kind of steam that fond that's stuck down to the top of this griddle. We're just using that to take that off. And that fond, another good word for it is yum. That's almost what's stuck to the bottom of your pot usually, right? So our brisket's looking good. About time to get our buns on. Those are pretty. Move them off to the side. Set my steamer down. And I want to kind of get the moisture, if there's any liquid left. I want to get that off. Got my buns here, so I'm going to toast them up. Little butter on them. Get them right up on that griddle. Of course, we got some butter on the griddle, so you can just wipe it up off there also. Just, if you wanted to, just put your bun down and run it over it, and it's got some butter on it there too. Plus it's got the flavor of everything you've been cooking up on there. Now just add a little more flavor. You know what we talk about layering flavors all the time. I'm just going to sprinkle a little fajita seasoning right on top of my onions and my peppers. Give me a little flavor on that. That's taken care of. Let's look at our buns here. They are starting to toast up. I may need to crank the heat up a little bit on them. They'll be there in just a second though. Look at our buns here. See how they're doing. Ooh, almost went too far on them. They're getting real dark. Toast those up good. I'm going to move my jalapenos back to the front. Bring out my peppers and onions. Cook them just a little bit more with that fajita seasoning on it. Mix that together. So now, bring some of our meat out here. meat. Got some. Need to get some red peppers in there too, so we got some color. Jalapenos. Spread them out through it. Now, Monterey Jack cheese. Set that cheese right up on top. Want it to melt. Take some of our beer. Lids on. We're going to melt that cheese real good. We're going to get this sandwich together. Take a look at that. Oh yeah, cheese is melted. Bring my plate over here. Don't leave that metal plate on there too long. It will get hot. Pick up my sandwich. Drop that on. Get that cheese off. Now, plates off, and would you look at that beautiful Texas brisket cheesesteak sandwich. Now I got our sandwich ready. I'm going to take my bun here, and I'm going to take some chipotle mayo. Just put some chipotle mayo on the bun right there. Take a little more. Drizzle it across the top. We got this brisket cheesesteak sandwich here. I'm going to slice it. And I tell you what, this thing is going to be a mouthful. We're going to give this Texas brisket cheesesteak a try, and it is. There's a lot of sandwich here. Let's see if I get it all in my mouth. I tell you, that was a great sandwich. That smokiness of our brisket that we had left over, and then add that toasted bun, the chipotle mayo, those sweet onions and sweet bell peppers were fantastic. But you still had that heat from those jalapeno peppers we put on there. And of course, remember, we steamed everything up in that great Lone Star beer. So a truly Texas sandwich, a Texas brisket cheesesteak sandwich. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me that thumbs up. Go over there and watch Josh and Babe. Give them a thumbs up on theirs. Let them know what you thought about it. Tell them Chef Johnny sent you over there. Remember to subscribe and click their notification bell. Do the same for me here, and we're going to see y'all down the road on Texas-style barbecue and cuisine.
How them boys put food away beats all I've ever seen.